Good grief, the Crystal Islands portal is beautiful, though from this angle it looks like two bulbous eyes and a mouth going, oh! Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons. We're going into Crystal Islands. I love this level for its aesthetic and its music for reasons you're about to discover, and if this was Super Mario 64, we would have completed the game by now because we have 120 eggs, but this is Spyro, Year of the Dragon instead. We have wizards, or magicians, I guess.
Shh! Spyro, don't tell anyone, but we've stolen some magic from the sorceress. We're hiding here whilst we practice using it. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of an accident and turned everything into crystal, and it seems to have aggravated the indigenous creatures.
Yeah, I'd be a bit pissed off too if I just got... I mean, to be fair, they are kind of fabulous, but I like this level for a couple of reasons. As you can hear, thanks to what I call the music glitch, well, first of all, glimmer lampposts, by the way, in case you didn't notice those. But this place shares its music with Seashell Shore. It's not supposed to. It has its own theme, and I don't like this level's actual theme. It's okay, but obviously I was raised on Crystal Island sounding like this. Also, these enemies attack the floor, and only the floor, so fly towards them and you'll be fine. Or glide, rather. I'm not sure why they chose... if they did choose to have Seashell Shore as placeholder music, I'm not sure why, because this is... like, in the game's file listing, this is Midnight Mountain level 1, and Seashell Shore is, well, I guess this is 4-1, and Seashell Shore is 1-4, I guess. But I do really like the Seashell Shore music, and I think it works weirdly well here, because, like, these tall enemies, these tall pink ones, kind of remind me of soap dispensers, and the music sounds very soapy, if that makes any sense at all. Oh yeah. We sort of need to backwards a slight little. And as is due course, I guess I was going to say, I will play the greatest hits Crystal Islands theme in the end slate, but don't get your hopes up because it's this weird thing that, oh hey, we saw this in Sunnyvilla. One guy running back and forth between two enemies. It's a bit screamy. That's all I'll say for now. But I do like how the local, well, I guess they're not local, like, they literally just said that, like, they refer to the indigenous population of this area as if they themselves aren't indigenous. So I like how the magicians here, first of all, they're all named like actual magicians, which is cute, and also, they have such camp voices and they're just so cute and adorable.
Would you like to see a magic trick? Watch carefully. As you can see, there is nothing up my left sleeve. Nothing up my right sleeve, but now, with a wave of my hands and the magic word, Alakazam!
The Great Zamboni. You know, those things that smooth out the ice on ice rinks. Here's a Zamboni! Also, those gems don't stay there permanently. I believe they sort of... like, they make that weird noise and then they disappear. I don't remember whether they reappear by themselves, or if you have to talk to them again, but... that's just a thing. And I believe that... I don't remember, because I've come through this level so many times because I like it so much, but this is another one where all of the local... well, not the... all the NPCs vanish from it. And, oh, there's just an egg here, I forgot about that. Well, there you go. There's a thief up there in a plane. You could sort of see there was a superfly power-up attached to it. I don't remember, for all times I've come through this level, if... because, like, when the magicians disappear, there's no one to trigger those gems appearing, so I don't know whether they spawn in and then despawn rhythmically by themselves, because I believe we need to talk to them to get them to respawn.
You want to see the trick again? Well, all right. But I want you to know this isn't as easy as it looks. Alakazam!
But it's fabulous. I think they appear and disappear on a rhythm like the stairs in Charmed Ridge. Like, I don't think they spawn in permanently. But I don't remember, which bothers me because I'm such an aficionado about this game, apparently. Like, honestly, real talk, if I can be smug for a second, I'm really pleased with how this Let's Play has turned out. Like, so much more so than either of my previous Spyro games that I've played. Because in those, like, I was terrible at audio editing.
All this magic is just misdirection, you know. Which is why I'm going to start that whirlwind over there. Abracadabra!
I want to collect all the treasure down here first, though, but you're gonna make me feel bad if I don't get there first try. Well, we'll be coming back. But yeah, Spyro 1, the audio editing on that Let's Play, I'm going to admit, was terrible because the background music was too quiet, and I was still in the process of learning how to balance my own commentary audio, and Spyro 2 was kind of a bit better. Like, the background audio of the game was less terrible. But this one, I feel like I've got a good balance going, and I'm so fucking knowledgeable about this game that, like, I have so much knowledge to share, and I'm sure no one cares. Like, in the grand scheme of things, who but me would actually care about seeing every single portal in the game that has a closed state closed? Because I find that fascinating, but I'm sure nobody else really does. And yet I'm doing it anyway. Well, I say I'm doing it. I have done that anyway. And I find that really interesting, and I'm sure there are probably like a select niche few Spyro fans out there who agree with me, but to the average person, I'm just going over and above, almost Chugga Conroy style, and also, I'm proud of myself for knowing all like the speedrunning terms like, you know, proxy jump and wrong warping and all of that good shit. Like, I'm so proud of myself, and I hardly ever feel proud of myself these days, because depression, yum.
Okay, I'll show you again. If you watch carefully, maybe you'll be able to see how it's done. Abracadabra!
Something about the way Abracadabra is formatted in that, in that typeface kind of makes it look like it's a cheat code, but there are some letters there that we can't use. Like, where's the C button on a PlayStation controller? There's a star up there.
Spyro, did you know I happen to be a very talented amateur magician? My specialty is the, amazing extending bridge trick. I'd love to show you, but I need a small donation first. For my expenses, you understand.
God, moneybags, you fuck.
Very good. Let's see. Hocus pocus ziggledy zen, make this bridge get long again.
Also, again, implying that he's being paid to suppress the bridge.
I'm afraid the show's over, Spyro. Why don't you go play with the gnomes? I think they look lonely.
So they're gnomes, then. I did wonder what species they were supposed to be, because, like, they look kind of like bears, but also, like the most human-looking Spyro NPC so far. Which, like, that makes it a bit harder to relate to them, but at the same time, they're cute and fabulous, and they do crystal magic, and they keep talking about how... Oh, I like that too. When... Okay. Hang on. Just sometimes those enemies make their death noises several times over, and the first one did, the rest of them didn't. I like the noise that it makes when Spyro takes damage from those enemies, because it's so crispy, because, like, these octopodes, that's technically the plural of octopus, but no one gives a shit. Like, they aren't crystallized, and those weird flying beaver things aren't either. But the weird kind of, like, soap dispensers and the bears are, so clearly, you know, consistency issues. Anyway, friend.
Well, I suppose I could show you my new trick. As long as you promise not to tell the great Zamboni. He steals all my best work. Alakazam!
We haven't seen this trick before, surely. Oh no, we have. That's the joke. And it's still 3 gems as well, it's not even 4. Just to try and one-up him.
Here, you can have this. I was going to use it in a trick, but my magic just keeps bouncing off.
Why is your radius of talking to so wide? Now, as you can sort of see, well... Oh, I was expecting him to sort of catch the shell, ta-da style, because showmanship, but as you can see, he's running off into the portal there, and I love how you can influence the background through the portal just with the camera, because that's how portals work. As you can sort of maybe infer, we just stole a local resident. Also, this game hates me having over 5,000 gems, apparently. We stole a local resident who went back through the portal towards the main level. And as you saw in, not the previous episode, but the one before that, we kind of don't need local residents. All you need is 100 eggs, and that's how you get get to the final boss. Also, we have a slide. People hate this. I remember in equal measures having next to no trouble with this, and a lot of trouble with this. We'll see how it goes, because, yeah. I think it's safe to infer that early in development... What? Spyro, why? That literally took a turn. Well, we have plenty of lives, we'll be fine. I think earlier in development you were supposed to, like, collect a load of friends from the various levels in Midnight Mountain, and that's how you get to the final boss. But in the final version of the game, in the final build, no, you don't need to do that at all. Also, it's kind of good that I'm falling off because, well, it's not, but you know, if you get to the bottom, you still kind of, like, you'd have to do this slide multiple times if you miss any of the gems on it, so get all the gems. It's rather difficult to do on your, like, in one consistent run. And technically, this is actually, I believe, the second slide you should be attempting in Midnight Mountain, because there's one in Haunted Tomb as well, and that's shorter, and I would say easier, but I don't remember. This one's longer and more convoluted. But then again, I don't actually remember intimately the one in Haunted Tomb. Like, it may be short and sweet, but it might be brutally difficult as well. I don't recall. But honestly, this looks like it should be frustrating, and it kind of isn't, because, like, kind of getting over it with Bennett Foddy sort of philosophy here, but like, I know I can do this, and I've done it before, so I'm not really that stressed, because I know that one of these attempts will be the good one. Just a matter of... Actually, there's a not mini game, I think that's the wrong word for it, but there's a thing in Star Fox Adventures, which, yes, I will let's play that eventually, because damn it, that's a good game, which is kind of similar to this in all but appearance, where you sort of need to balance like a bar that goes left and right on screen, and you sort of... You see, I told you, just a matter of time until you have your successful attempt. It's just mind over matter, fam. Did I miss any gems, though? I did, so we'll be doing this again, but still. There's a moment in Star Fox Adventures where you need to have... Like, there's a bar on screen and, like, a thing on the meter that's going back and forth, and you just need to keep it... You just need to change its direction repeatedly so that it never touches the edges. And that's easy to do if you're not looking at the screen, I've found. I don't know why, it just is. Anyway, I'm just gonna head back in here and see what happens. As I said, it's just mind over matter. There were those two gems that I just showed just there, and that's it. That's all I was missing, just because I guess at that point you have so much momentum that Sparks kind of can't keep up with your ass. So, I don't actually remember how we get... Okay, it could be this whirlwind here. I know that there's ways of getting to places, and this whirlwind is indeed it. There's a Bentley thing. That's not fun, but it's not hard. It's just, again, kind of a mind over matter dealio. Also, these turtles kind of look like two gems from a distance. Like, you know how some areas just have, like, fodder that just look like gems from a distance? Well, this is one of those levels. Anyway, this is what those stars were for, in case you couldn't put 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 together. The thief isn't really all that quick, he just has a big-ass head start, so you just need to sort of do shit like this. Like that, just... Apparently just charge... I didn't even realize that was going to happen, but yeah, apparently... This is something that I learned in the last episode that I've not known ever, and now I do. When you're in super flyy speed-up mode, like, when you're just coming out of a blue star, that's kind of like charging in the air, and that counts as an attack, apparently. Anyway, here's an egg. Here's an eye, except EI because German, or... I think it's EI... Why were you born with a hat? And that just nullifies our ability to fly, apparently. Yep, giving birth makes you unable to fly. I'm depending on you to fly.
I'm depending on you to fly. Poop? What the frack, kid?
I disappeared.
Hey. Oh, we have more of these friends. And we're gonna need to come back because, as you can see, there's a key up there, but it's just high enough that we can't. That was an interesting series of noises. Yeah, those bottles all set each other off, which is cool. I like that effect. Yeah, there's a key up there that you can't get to unless you do like a really fancy jump, I guess, or if you come with like, you can fly up to it, and that's how you're supposed to get up to it. So I guess I'll just come back then. Okay, something that I observed on the way back here is that if you talk to the magicians again, I mean the results may vary, but for instance, one of them said, like, the one responsible for the whirlwind, so basically the penultimate magician we talked to, not counting the one that went through the portal at the end, so the one who made the whirlwind appear, he said that he's working on a new trick, so he's left the whirlwind running in case we need to use it, so that's kind of the explanation as to why the various, like, gadgets, gizmos, and magic tricks are operational, even after the guys despawn. I don't understand why all the local residents here despawn when you finish the level. Anyway, we have a key. We've not seen one of these in quite a while, as I recall. Like, there was one in Molten Crater, and there's one here, and there aren't that many in the game. Like, I remember there being more here than there are, and again, that little cutscene apparently just stopped. Really? Alright. Like, the animation of the chest opening somehow killed my ability to fly, so whether it's giving birth to an egg, or a baby, or both, or gems, it just kills your ability to levitate. Well, what's back over here then, Sparks, you piece of chaleef? Is there stuff on top of this structure? No? Yes, there is. Okay. Well, that was fantastic. Okay, that was the last gem here. So clearly there's some in the Bentley area, which I don't see why there wouldn't be, except it's almost entirely a minigame. So this is going to be fun, except it won't be because it's kind of a reaction-based thing, and I hate reaction games.
Good evening, Spyro. The amazing Randini is about to put on a display of prestidigitation. I've heard that it's quite impressive, so I'm going to watch the show.
I feel like there's a skill point attached to this, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it is. But yeah, this minigame is kind of not fun. In essence, it's just whack-a-mole, but the moles are a combination of the gopher thingies that we've fought in Sergeant Bird's base by, you know, the skill point for dropping bombs on them, if you recall. But then also some of the moles are other magicians, and you need to only bonk the correct ones, and that's how nervous I am, apparently. That tasted of, like, mango, because I had a mango yogurt for breakfast. Now, can I go through here without talking to you? Oh, good. I was hoping that this wouldn't, like, you know, sneaking past him wouldn't trigger the minigame. I just want to collect the gems, because I know I said that the Midnight Mountain Worlds don't have a that one mission. They kind of do, but I don't dread them anywhere near as much as Evening Lake for some reason. Like, this mission I openly hate, and I'm not going to make any bones about that. But, you know, it's not... Again, mind over matter, except this one's much more annoying. Friend, what's your deal?
I'm afraid my magic show seems to have overexcited the moles. They need a good bonk on the head to calm them down, and you look like just the man to help.
I forget the specifics of this.
A light tap on the head should sort them out, but watch out for my friends. They're trying to burrow after them.
Well, tell them not to. They're just gonna make it difficult for us. I forget what makes this hard, apart from if you bonk a friend, that's an instant fail. Oh. I apparently that didn't count. You need to bonk them after they emerge. Okay. You can bonk them as they emerge. That's a thing you can also do. I don't even know why I'm not talking. Like, this doesn't take much concentration. Did that count as a bonk? Okay, it didn't. Good. But as you can see, that they sort of get very in the way very quickly. And it sort of gets a bit conflubtuate. And Bentley's club is large, so you might accidentally bonk one of the wizards when you're... Well, you can call them wizards. I guess they're magicians, really, but... The magician? It's... Bentley's slow, his club is large, you're gonna make mistakes, probably. It's not fun. Like that. Yum.
Well, that didn't do it. See, they've got themselves all worked up into a tizzy. You'll have to try again.
I intend to. Because, like, all these times I'm trying to bonk the moles as they emerge, and the one time that actually works, it wasn't even a mole. I kind of want to go into Zen mode for this, so bear with. I'll play the Crystal Islands music while I'm speeding up. How about that?
Didn't do it.
Wow, they do not give you much time to do that. Well, I have noticed, and this probably should make it easier, the gnomes come out of larger holes because they're larger objects, so if you can learn to tell the difference between a mole hole and a gnome hole, tee-hee, then that should make it a bit easier, but... Yum.
Well done! And look, one of my friends dug up this whilst chasing the moles.
It helps so much to know that the moles come out of smaller holes. So if you recognize a small hole spawning, go for it. If you recognize it as being larger, don't go for it. It makes it so much easier. Please tell me there isn't a round 2. I actually don't remember. Also, that was cute. Okay, good, there isn't a round 2. I have no desire to ever resume doing. So, let's take a look at the Atlas, because apparently that's just a thing that I've not been doing in this Let's Play. There you go. This level doesn't go up to over 100%, it's just Midnight Mountain and the game as a whole. So, that being said, I guess we should just make our way back to the portal, and as we do that, I will announce that, as always, I have been and will continue to be Tessellating Hexagons. I thank you for joining me on this romp through a level that I enjoy mostly, and again, I hope you've learned your lesson about mind over matter, just with that slide level specifically, because Bentley, just brute force it, you'll get it eventually, but the slide level, just zen out, my dude, or whatever you prefer to be referred to as, it's not that hard, you just need to psych it out. Anyway, will continue to be. In the next episode, we're going to Desert Ruins, and, yeah. See you in the next one for the inside of this helmet. Meow.